Good morning, Francesca. My name's Mark Bolton. Welcome. Just like to start today by asking you what's been happening.
My son Mike has passed away 3 months ago. He committed suicide, and I'm not coping with it very well. I'm angry. I'm crying. I can't sleep. I've got no one to talk to because I've talked everyone away. And he had depression. I knew that, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Was he diagnosed with depression?
Yeah.
And he was on...
He was on some, I don't know which medication. He was on some kind of medication.
Yeah.
But he didn't come across as morose. He was, quite happy, and so I didn't think it was that bad. But I think it must be my fault because I'm his mother, and I should have done something to help him.
How long ago was he diagnosed with depression?
About 6 months ago.
And you, I presume you thought that the medication
It was all being
was
taken
helping
care
him,
of.
was being taken care of. Yeah. Was his behaviour, what was his behaviour like leading up to the diagnosis?
Well, I didn't even know until he was diagnosed. He's always been a happy guy. You would never know, really. Apart from, he said he was depressed to me, but I think he toned it down a little bit because he didn't want to upset me.
Yeah. There's there's a lot of stigma that goes with mental health. People think, how will I be seen? Who will I upset? Who will I inconvenience? And some people just try and brush it under the carpet. I've got medication, that's fine, I can do without that. There's more to it, and I think that the more far-reaching the support, the better. Was Mike isolating a little bit?
Yeah. He'd broken up with a girl and just kind of stopped going out so much with his friends and
You
was doing the gaming thing,
Yeah. You, in a sense, lose confidence, and even though people don't know, there can be an inner shame and confidence that goes with that, and these things can build. I'm not an expert on mental health and illness such as depression. It sounds like maybe you might benefit from having more information about what Mike went through, and that might help you. Certainly if you're looking towards yourself for blame, because I think you have to get some education about the dimensions of what he was actually going through, why he may have withheld from you like he did, regardless of any relationship that you might have had with him. And it's absolutely no reflection on you as a parent, certainly. How did you get on with Mike over the years?
Really well.
Were you close?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so are you, you're living in the household alone with Mike, it says on your form?
Yes.
Yeah.
My husband passed away 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What is there other family members around at the moment?
Yes, they're all in shock too, and I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed. I know they're probably not, but I can't help thinking they're probably looking at me going, why didn't she know? How could that have happened under her nose? And I say the same thing to myself.
That's simply a lack of education. There's a lot of myths with mental illness. People don't always know the facts and the circumstances of somebody else's mental illness. Assumptions are made based perhaps on what they may have heard.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling on a day? Is this something that's occupying your mind?
All the time, every
Yeah.
second of the day, and now I have another little obsession on top of everything. I don't really go to church these days, but I was brought up Catholic, and
Mm.
it's a sin to do what he did.
Mm. Well, let's just talk about Christ. Christ forgives everything. You know, right across any religion, Christ forgives everything. Mike had a disease. He had an illness. He wasn't a bad person. He was a sad person with a mental health condition. And nobody around him is to blame. Blame is the wrong word on the wrong way to think of it. The wrong way to think of it. Did you say that you're not going to church at the moment?
No,
Do you have a prayer ritual during the day or the week?
not really.
Okay.
I should probably, shouldn't I?
My suggestion would be to you, just simply pray for him. Pray for him. If you're gonna worry about the beliefs that have been instilled with you with your religion, pray for him.
Yeah. I should. I really should. And then I would feel like I'm at least doing something, and I wouldn't feel so helpless and, ineffective.
And you say you're not sleeping very well.
No. Toss and turn every single night.
You see, when a loved one passes away, obviously we grieve outwardly, inwardly, whichever. We're all different. Sometimes our grief is unresolved. Something is niggling away at us because maybe perhaps the way somebody died, this seems to be the case. In which case our grief can become complex. It can linger, it can become complex. Now you're experiencing, you say, friends who don't want to talk to you, and family members. You have to forgive them in a way that people are current. That's what happens. This is current today. It might be current tomorrow, but the day after it starts to fade, and that's not a reflection on their feelings, care or love for Mike or yourself. People get compassion fatigue very, very easily. They want to move on, and they suddenly start to think, I've got this much energy today. I've only got this much, and it's getting smaller. And if a lot of that is taken up with compassion, they start to worry, what have I got left for me? How am I going to deal with John's broken leg? And how am I going to deal with Sissy not being able to do homework? And that's what plays out.
I understand what you're saying. The last thing I want to be is a burden on people, but I need someone to talk to, and maybe they haven't been the right people.
What I would advise you, for two reasons. I would advise you that perhaps suggest rather I could organise a grief counsellor for you to help, who would listen to you and work with you through your grief, but also someone who can give you some information about depression, just to explain it to you, so that you understand that it is not a reflection on you as a parent. It's not a reflection on Mike in any way being bad or weak, or it's a condition of mental illness. And I think that some information regarding that may help. And also, if you wish, counsellor may put you in touch with a peer support group, a group of people who've gone through similar, and people can sit and chat, and you can learn from each other. That would be one suggestion.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure whether have you considered going to your church and speaking with? Are you in touch?
I'm terrified too. I'm terrified too because I think, what if the priest says, I don't even know if I believe in hell, but what if the priest says that's where he's gone?
Okay. There, we all find Christ in different places and in different people, and one of the most basic premises, I believe, is that He's in us. Nothing is going to ever stop you from doing a mass or prayers in your own space, in your own time, and including Mike in those prayers.
Yeah.
That would be, rather than be at your woes by worrying about any kind of...
Maybe I'll just go and ask if he'll pray as well, the priest.
Yeah. Are you well known to...
No.
Okay.
I haven't really gone since I was a kid.
And so what you're doing then is you're remembering what was said to you. This will happen to you if this happens. This will happen to you. Okay. Okay. I understand. So how are you going through your life on a daily basis? Are you working? Are you still able to work, or what's happening?
No, I'm exhausted. I've taken long service leave from work because I can't function. I can't function. I wake up exhausted from the tiny bit of sleep I do get, and I cry, and I'm just walking around in a black cloud, it feels.
Okay. You do need some assistance to talk through this, like I say, with a grief counsellor, but somebody who can help explain to you. It sounds that there's I'm hearing this thing that's just unresolved. It's been round and round and round and round.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's like I say, complicating your grief, because you're not just dealing with the loss of your son and his love and his companionship. You're dealing with this the way it happened. Clearly.
And why didn't he ask for help?
Often in those situations, Francesca, people can't. They just can't. They can retreat and retreat and retreat and retreat. As I said, the more information you get and the more you understand Mike's condition, I think it would just start to give you some inner peace regarding where he was.
Yeah.
Where he was. I think that will help you out.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Is there anything else you need to ask?
No, but if we could do the grief counsellor soon, that would be great.
Yeah, I can do that after this meeting and sort those details out for you.